Hi all, this is Daisycakes, and my browser doesn't let me make shorts. So if I go up here and I say create, it's supposed to say make a short, right? So I uploaded this one, and I said, well, I have to work on my titles. Oh wait. The stalker canceled that upload and turned off this recording a second ago, which is really sad. Oh no, there it is, but it wasn't showing up. Sorry, I have the sniffles today. I've been crying now, but I'm okay. It's just stressful. But I'm not that stressed out right now. It's just a lot at the holidays after losing my mom and everything. So now in retaliation, C and his girlfriend are trying to take me to court, which is really upsetting. I mean, not for this, but for the apartments. Okay, so here, let me just pick a video. So, because my brother waited until the holidays to put in my thing, and so all of these payment notices are coming due, and I'm not stressing about it because I know that there's money, and now it's in the bank, but it's very difficult. Well, I probably shouldn't say that. Okay, yeah, this one. This would be a cute short. See, it's not loading. I don't know why it's not loading. I have to reset my router like 5 or 6 times a day, and so I keep it on default, like easy passwords. I guess I would say not default passwords, but easy passwords. So let's see. See, someone's hacking it. So upsetting. See how the little icon spins next to the title of the tab on the top left side? That means that the stalker is using it right now to upload something. Not me uploading something, but that they're uploading my things from my Dropbox or from something. It's upsetting. Just try to be positive about it. I have faith in Miss Debbie, though, but I don't know. I really don't know what's up with these people. It seems very odd that they want this to be kind of like a hospital type place. Okay, here. See, there's still garbage on the lights. Then you say, okay. Reboot. There, see? That's the starter. Better. That's sad that even resetting the device doesn't throw him off. I find that interesting. Okay. Hi all, this is Daisycakes, and I'm sorry my makeup's a little bit under my eyeballs right now because I was, the landlord decided to go to court for some reason, but I'm not sure it's over me. It could be that they took C to court and that they just wanted him to kind of show up for, to say like a decoy about me or something. But I went ahead and submitted all my stuff to the court about the stalking in my channel and the documentation, and I paid my rent. They asked me to pay $899. Yeah, and my rent is $599 to $615. So that's a lot, but I managed to pay it. And my brother has special needs, like I said, and I had been asking him to go ahead and disperse the normal amount of funds like he always does from the estate. I mean, he doesn't, but that my mom was doing from the estate. And I asked him that on November 15th. Well, he put it off because in his brain, he just kind of shut down because he's grieving my mom's death, and he wanted it to be a Christmas present for me. Because that's what she used to always ask him to do, is to put in extra money at Christmas, which is so funny. And so, him being him, in his mind, that was what it has to be in no other way. So he put it in on December 23rd. And I kept saying to them, I kept telling the apartment complex, I don't know what he's doing. He's locked out because he kind of shuts down, So I was like, he's shut down because of the holidays and he's grieving, and he just kind of like isn't understanding about like time periods and things. And so I was like, I know he's going to do this. He's going to put it in for Christmas. And Christmas, the bank's going to be closed. It's going to be such a mess. But that's okay. So he put it in for Christmas like I knew he would. And the stalkers were all waiting for it. Like my actual physical, like my neighbor stalkers. I can't get away from my tablet shut. My actual neighbor stalkers were all like, danced around waiting for it. So upsetting, y'all. So then the apartment complex got mad and decided to take me to court. But I paid the fine, the $895, which is so much money, y'all. I need that to get started on my own living. Now I have to get my scooter and redo all that stuff that I had done in July and August, which is sad. But, no fear of financial security, that, my higher power is in charge of me, and I'm really grateful to be alive this Christmas. And because that guy could have killed me like 3 times already, and they didn't care about my key security whatsoever here. And I love my apartment so much. And I know it's not the building's fault, It's these tenants that are allowed to kind of run wild here. They could get other bad tenants that do the same thing and try those too. There's no shortage of people. That's the funny thing people think, is that there's no shortage of people that are willing to do these things. But Anyway, I moved everything to the middle of my apartment. And I'm cleaning around all of the edges of my apartment. And it's going really well. But I just want to say, Merry Christmas. Life's going good. And, whatever happens, I will tell you about it and we'll go through it together. And I think it's going to be fine. Because, I am in the program and I have worked a good program and I am sober and I am working and I am showing a good work ethic. I'm working hard on cleaning my apartment. It's going very, very well. If you check out my kitchen counter in the latest video, you can see it's really nice. So I'm very excited. And they really haven't done a lot of things, and I don't know why. But it's okay, because those things with communication can always be worked out. Like, let's say that there's a kid that's supposed to replace the faucet and he thinks that there's laser beams coming out of my eyeballs, or that I smell funny, or that I chant some kind of satanic chant at night or whatever, and he doesn't want to do the work. Well, there's a million plumbers here that would do it free. We're free or for contracts. You just have to find the right person. And I can get my faucet replaced myself, I guess. But remember, they signed up for renter's insurance on my apartment and started stealing my things and reimbursing me for them. And I have this email here to show you. Well, I'll show you tomorrow. No need to do everything today. But stay tuned for that tomorrow, because it's very interesting. So if I go here, gave us some time to reboot. Let's see, I got the device off of my drive, which I think is that 11163 device. Is this extra thing on my router. I don't know what it is with these tabs. They are not refreshing. Here. Okay. So this would be a cute short. Hello. I could make it for kids, but I'm supposed to be trying to do this show more thing. Okay, I don't know what is with this thing. Recording date, that was Christmas, day after Christmas. Okay, December 26th. I just think it's kind of tacky to make people advertise things. Is this the salary one? So funny. Okay, people are so funny. I don't want to do those. I don't understand why it does this to me. It's being a nut. So I have to turn it sideways. Oh my lord. What is wrong with people? Auto rotate. So see, the stalker's stalking me hard right this second, y'all. So I have to say X out because I didn't click on that. Done, I guess. Done. Okay, now. Let's see, somewhere here it says allow shorts remixing. Okay. Now the reason I did that was to see if I go up here and I say create. No, see, it doesn't change the offerings. So then if I go here, see edit. Where's edit? Edit. This is fun. La, 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 la. Isn't that in public domain yet? All these old, like that, all these, is it the Williams sisters, the Anderson sisters, something like that? But if they would just, it would be so fun. Okay, so now if you say trim and cut, Turn sideways. Again. That's not very attractive. Okay, wait, this is supposed to be the celery one. Let's make sure. I think it's celery. I'm like, look at the celery on my phone. Oh, well, anyway, my brother has really put me into dire straits with all of this, but I'm going to ask TBI to reimburse the cost of the crime, so I'm not stressing about it today. Let's see if it says add a short here. Okay, so I go to the shorts tab, then I click on create. Still doesn't say. Upload videos. Doesn't say to add it as a short. Okay. There's some way to, oh, I know. If I take off the desktop site, maybe it was the SNAP benefits that did it. Maybe he was stealing my SNAP benefits and he's just retaliating against. I don't know what it is. If I'm doing something wrong, I want to fix it. So, you see how it has this little red ziggy thing on it? I guess that's YouTube Shorts icon. So over here, I don't know how to do this. It's so funny. Okay, so I say video. I have a video uploading as a rough draft to use as a short. So let's see if it'll upload. Alright, I'm going to pause this and come back to it when it uploads. And I'll try to get it on the mobile site as well, because I know on the mobile site, sometimes it'll let you edit as a short. There's just so much work on this device and this thing that Christian's given me to try to, like, battle through to find all the little loopholes where you can get work done. Okay, so now let's check the mobile site out. It's still being asked. Okay, now it should say edit into a short. Hopefully. Don't know why it has all these weird URLs on it. Whenever my thing is hacked, the thing after the word video is like a big thing. That hurt my hand. The thing after the word video is like a big thing. So, like a weird word always. So hopefully they'll let us alter those one day. But I know they have to be unique, so it's hard for YouTube too. So let's see. Now, create. Go down here. See, it doesn't let me scroll. Show more. Current date was yesterday. There, allow. Remixing, save. Okay, so now I go to, I forget, let's see, I need to go to M. Let's see. Is that right? C. Let's try M.YouTube. Okay, so then I go here. And you can see that in the mobile site, the add button has been disabled. Over here next to the little magnifying glass, there's supposed to be an add button, and it's not there. And that is how you add your shorts. So then I go to m.studio.youtube.com, and it doesn't let me because he doesn't want me making shorts. And he hasn't wanted me making shorts since my shorts started blowing up right before Thanksgiving. And this has been like a daily battle for me. Because in the mobile app here, let's see, in the mobile app here, let's see, I'm going to type in, I'm sorry, let's see. Okay, mobile app. Maybe they'll have a better link. And see, mine doesn't ever look like this. These little pictures here. Okay, let's see, make shorts. Okay, let's try that. So here's my YouTube Studio app. So I pick this one. And I should be able to say edit. And it should say make into a short somewhere here. And I just don't see it. I have it set to allow video and audio remixing so other people can make shorts. But he's limited me so that I can't make shorts. Now these are, I don't know why these are private. Let's see. Maybe they'll help me make shorts. So if you want to go to this video, it's a silent video because he also disabled the audio. But if you want to go in and do a short of it, like a little silent short, I would love that. So I could see them pop up. I haven't seen anyone making shorts of my thing. Now, one of my stalkers, I don't know if it was, I'm not a stalker, sorry. When I very first started this channel, the woman in the office, Crystal, and her husband were very helpful to me. They helped me make content, and they even, I think, made me a short. And it was really sweet, but I just didn't understand what they were doing. But now that, and I've been trying since I know more about it to do this more often myself. And so I got to change the visibility. So let's see. That's my face, my very own face of mine. It's so funny. But, you know, with a little bit extra flesh in the cheeks and the mouth. But mostly my face. So I don't know what to think, y'all. Now, let's see. Now he does, you know, I know that in his private life he thinks he's not a terrible person. I'm not trying to pile on. But he's made my life very limited and very difficult. And this has been for 7 years. It's been like being a human slave. And I didn't even know that my life was supposed, I didn't even realize how much he had been telling people to not be around me or not talk to me or not do things with me or, following me around and chasing people off when they would try to talk to me and stuff. And I'm nothing to do with him, but there are women that are things to do with him. And I feel bad that they're treated that way. Okay, so here in this app, if you say plus, it should say short here, and it doesn't. So I say video. Do this. So you can tell there's bad coding on here. And it doesn't say edit into a short. But I was making shorts. You can see that my shorts stop at the around 15th of November, 21st of November, somewhere in there. He was like, no more shorts for you. So I was like, well, I don't know what to do. Launch the YouTube app, create, get a short. So I'm missing out on all of this, So what he did was he downloaded TikTok. So then the stalker, this guy here, that has my phone number, he uses TikTok to make my shorts for this girl, for the other stalker, because he's advertising her. She kind of looks like the person in this picture here. She kind of looks like that. But he advertised her in the TikTok shorts, in my videos, y'all. And it's just not okay. So if you find a counterfeit short, please report it, because I'm trying to make my own. But he disabled it so that I can't. And I've tried really hard to get into it. So let's see if I, oops. No. If I erase Chrome, it's so funny. Oh my gosh. Sometimes I don't understand what people are trying to tell me right away. But it does crack me up later. Although life is very stressful right now and laughter is few and far between. But I mean, I'm always a happy person, so it's kind of hard for me. That's why people call me Elf. It's because I eat mostly popsicles and Kit Kat bars, and I sort of function on happiness. So let's see. But Elf is a little demented. I mean, I don't really want to be like Elf. I can be bad. It's just weird. So then here, if you say m.youtube.com, m.com. There's a handsome fella. So if you say, it's starting to look more like my thing. That's nice. Anyway, those are my only choices. It doesn't have a plus button on this app. Neither on the top, neither on the bottom. So in programming, someone has disabled the feature that lets you add shorts, which is kind of upsetting, y'all. So if I say here, if I go down to the YouTube studio up here, it just opens our studio app. If I say this, it doesn't say create a short. So if I go to YouTube here, and I say studio, but y'all, I'm really sad because my mom kind of loved this time of year. She was so happy for New Year's, she loved New Year's. I say uninstall for the upteenth time. and install. But look, I have round buttons. That's nice. That's exciting. It's such a nightmare. Open. I think that's what yours looks like too. I wish that was rounded. And then to get started, allow. This one. I only have the one again. So here, if you say, look, I have more subscribers. Welcome. Look up here. See, that's the stalker, y'all. The stalker's on my device right now. It means he's logged in through his phone onto my account. See? It won't let me log in. It won't let me click on anything. There. Okay, so go back. Let's see. Mail pop up. It doesn't let me open it. So that means that if I go down here, you're going to probably see the stalker sitting here. What a nightmare. Okay, so I say this. Here. And I say this. Okay, so you can see that I've logged on. Because see, he keeps track of when I'm trying to... I have to plug this back in. Okay. He keeps track of when I'm trying to change something, and he tries to get ahead of it and fix it before y'all can understand that it's really something wrong with my device. Still signed out. It's a miracle, y'all. But he keeps logging in through this little drive he has attached to my device, which is really upsetting. Because see here, I caught him logging in right away. And here, I caught him logging in right away. Because of that little indicator on the app. So then I go here, and it's going to pop up to be my little guy in the corner. Let's see. Okay, it's not letting me sign in for some reason. So then I go here. That means he's literally manipulating my account right this second. And it's not his business to be doing that. It's very depressing. Okay. So probably, if it's a good thing, if he's trying to undo his steps, then when he goes back, we'll see that he's logged on to this thing. There it is, see? Now there's no add button still. So I'm going to hit refresh. And if you see any shorts popping up from my account, it's going to probably be the stalker making them. And here there's no adding on. Sorry, I'm always into the special needs thing. And he's adorable, but I feel bad for him. And here, if you look at this, sorry, I get distracted, but if you look here, okay. So if you look here, then you see that there's no add button, which is really upsetting. And like I said, most of that is in retaliation. So here, nothing here says I can't make shorts. These are shorts. Let's see what the little player looks like. Maybe there's an ad button there.
It's your first time?
I love this guy. He's so great. But I'm pretty sure he's somebody special. But if you go over here, you say here, here, nothing. No ad button at all. So then if you say here, y'all please check out my playlist. I work really hard on them. This. It doesn't say anything about making shorts. I can't find it. I'm so upset. So I looked on the mobile website, which is one of the most common pieces of advice that they give you when you want to make shorts, is to use the mobile app. So let's try. And they won't let me. And the error message is always error name not resolved. And I have already done all those things. I have rebooted everything. And every time I buy a new motor marauder, he installs stuff on it. So, or the Optimum guy. But you have to remember that he was the one letting people in for a long time. And so a lot of my problems, even if he didn't cause them directly, which many of them he did, he allowed other people to just give the key out to anybody, which is upsetting. And this is also sometimes a problem. So let's change this and see if that helps it clear. That, you know, you can always tell if it gets a little clearer. The print gets a little clearer. Then nope. Is there a studio? Is there a typo? Let's see. Mobile. Let's see what I didn't. m.youtube.com. Okay, so here. I know there's supposed to be. I've seen it before. I had the edit shorts button. Like when it says create ad, I had a shorts thing in there where it would say add a short, add a video, add a playlist. And it went away. It's a hidden button. And I can't unhide them without going into my laptop. And I haven't wanted to run my laptop because he's been retaliating so much that it's unsafe to connect a new device at this time. Unless I want it to have all these problems, and undoing these problems isn't difficult. You have to go into your Chrome. You have to select developer tools. You have to select show coding. You have to select show log, and then you have to scroll through and see what he's done to each little thing. But what it does do is take an incredible amount of time. And like I said, I value my time at $150 an hour, and this is expensive. Because it shouldn't take 2 clicks to do this. So sign into the YouTube app, type create plus and create a short, or type remix on the shorts watch app. Okay. Let's try that. Just the regular YouTube app, I think you mean. Okay, here. I mean, I love working on this stuff so much, y'all. But because my stuff is so limited, it's hard for me to show you what I can do adequately. So just understand that I'm working with limited tools. It's kind of fun, though, because I remember a long time ago, my ex-husband and I, we used to edit music, and he would get a razor blade out and splice tape, cut out, take, I know it's a lot of words that new kids don't understand, but you had to take, like, cassette tapes and pull the tape out from the cassette tape. And you would listen to the music, and you'd take a pencil, and you would mark on the cassette tape what you wanted to listen to. Then you'd have to wind it back up. Once you marked it, you'd have to wind it back up and play it again. And then when you found a piece you wanted to cut out, you'd have to take back out the cassette tape and unspool it and use a razor blade and cut it and take little tiny pieces of tape that you scotch tape that you took out, and you had to like cut it up into little tiny pieces. I mean, I can't even tell you. Like, I had to do it for him because I had tiny fingers, and I had to like take my tiny fingers and cut out little tiny pieces of tape and tape all little pieces together until you made another whole strip of cassette tape, and then wind it back into the cassette and play it, because we were poor. We didn't have like fancy mixing equipment, and it was fun, you know. So I like doing this stuff, and I've always liked doing this stuff. And once it started being electronic, it was so easy. But this guy tries to take the fun out of it by removing, see, no short. And this is the mobile app, but just in case, I'll put the M in front of it. Maybe it's not. Let's see. So then I would go ahead and I would take all of the things, and we would put them all into one big created cassette tape, and then you re-record it on a tape that doesn't have all the tape, little pieces of tape on it, a fresh tape. You know, like just like y'all render your videos, and then you might re-screen record the video as a whole, like that. So it's fun. But nope. Okay, wait, let's try it. So upload video. It's like, don't give up. Never give up. Let's see what we could do here. See, it still says this somehow, and this keeps it from making it short, this little screen. But let's try it. And this is weird too, y'all. And that's why I think they're pushing all this stuff, is because they're afraid they're going to get in real trouble, maybe. But I don't know why they would even get in trouble at this point, because it doesn't really seem like people care that much that my life's in danger. Because, you know, to them, maybe it's just a joke. But from my side, I don't know if it's a joke or not. Okay. This looks different. I've seen this page before, of course. So then I'm going to see if it'll let me make a short out of it. But right now on this screen, it doesn't look like it will. It is sad. Well, it's just a little video. And I've already uploaded it. So let's see if we can edit it instead. Okay, now, if I say here,
This is the same one, basically. It's already kind of a short. But you know, it doesn't cycle with the shorts unless it's a short. No. So here, no. It's still uploading. That's weird. It's so funny. The coding is so funny. Y'all. Okay, so here's this one. This one should be ready to go. And see, this one says it's published. But now it says it's uploading, which means that the stalker is re-uploading it. Can you believe that? I uploaded this like 2 hours ago. Okay, so now, try settings, no. Okay, I want to find the button that says edit into a short. And I just don't see it. Okay, so here, let's try clip. It doesn't say add a clip. I can't add a clip up here. I want a clip. Okay, so then I say edit. Alright, let's try clipping this down to nothing. I do what I'm doing. It's something. Okay. Some sideways. If you go right here, you slide this all the way over. Okay, here. This is definitely short enough to be a short now, right? So I should be able to say save as short or something. Let's preview it. Remember, it's just a silent movie. It's only for practice. Hey. Norbert's trying to eat my charging cord. No. You are the cutest. Come here. Let me plug this in. Knuckles. Okay, now, it's not working right now. So if I say save, it's like I don't want to leave the site. I like it here. It's very strange, y'all. He thinks if he leaves, I have to leave, even though I have absolutely nothing to do with his life whatsoever. But all of these guys, they get afraid that they're going to get thrown out. And so, because once I explain to you all the connections, you're going to see it's really crooked that they all moved up here. But it's okay if they all want to live here. It's just not okay if they want to harass me is all. Like the program says, you have to keep the main thing, right? The main thing is that they need to stop harassing me and attacking me, and I need to have key security. So that the only thing in my account is me and the office. And the office needs to be secure so that people can't go in and get people's mailbox keys and stuff. Aww. Norbert's lifting up his paw a lot. I think he got his nail cut when he was scratching things. I can't find it though. I've been looking at it. He might just be sore. Because he burned his paw on something. But not like burned it. But he got like a sunburn from the window. There's a metal part on the window where it meets the air conditioner. And I think that might be what it is, because I can't find any owie at all. But every once in a while, he lifts up his little paw like he's pointing. Maybe he is pointing, who knows. He's very trainable, Norbert. You can train him to do all kinds of things. He's very clever. So, if you do this, okay, so that'll be some time. I'm going to pause it and I'll come back. Okay, so it stopped. It finished being, it finished processing. So now it's 2 minutes and 40 seconds long. And now if I click on it, I should be able to edit into a short. So, but first I have to go, wait, okay, let's see, create. No. Okay, so here, because remember I have to have 5 million views on my shorts or something. And so I need to get started on this, y'all. I'm working very hard on this. So, let's see. No. See, and now it's saying it's connected to this guy's computer again. That says DNS probe finished networks domain. Remember, I changed my DNS address, which he always hates when I do that because their DNS is like an information gathering thing, which is fine. And sometimes it's just Google. It depends on who's running the thing that night. So then here, if you say, let me think, I get so upset. So I have to go back and change my, it's now 10:20 at night. I have to go back and change my password again. I was going to try to clear my cookies and do my history and all that stuff while I paused it for y'all, but now I have to go kick this guy off again. And y'all, my SSID is do not use my Wi-Fi. Do not connect to my devices or my SSIDs. So it's not like they don't know that I don't want them on my thing. Someone fixed up a little thing and left it for someone else to manage. And they could have disconnected it when they left as well. Let's see, I just changed it 39 minutes ago. So let's see what it says. So it keeps signing in like every minute or so. But right now it's signed in because it said networks domain, and we know that my tablet can't do that. So funny. Let me pause it. Okay, it shows this code, right? But if I change my screen code, it makes me reset my device. Like if I change my screen password, it makes me reset my device. I want you to understand that, like internalize what that's like for me. And here I have to pause it for y'all. Hold on 1 second. Okay, I just changed my password. You can see here it says your Google account, your password was changed for the upteenth time. And then here, say continue to your Google account, and you can tell it I signed out the device just now, but that I'm still signed in. Although I'm probably going to have to sign myself out and sign myself back in eventually. And that the Linux is still saying that it's off of my device. Okay? Very upsetting. And no one can explain it to me why that, because remember, it's a separate device logging onto my account. And it seems to be a machine of some sort. But Christian could have disconnected it when he left, because we know he's connected to it because he runs the Linux that you see at the bottom of my device that logs in once a week and syncs up with my email no matter what I do to try to stop him. And I'm not trying to stop him from doing his job or living his life or working here or doing anything. I'm just trying to stop him harassing me. That's it. And that means disassembling all of the equipment that he's put in place to harass me. Like taking it down to the ground and removing it, even if they have to replace a server or whatever they have to do, or, tear out all the electronics in my room, or pay to replace my modem and my router. But whatever they have to do, I've done everything I can do. I've replaced my router 4 times. I've replaced my modem twice. It's very expensive. I have SNAP benefits, so I don't have a lot of income. And I've thrown away lamps. I've had the fire alarm replaced a year ago. I've done everything I can to get my electricity up to where it needs to be in order to be as safe as possible. The modern protections against being hacked. I try to access all those I can. I have security cameras in place. I have everything I need to try to take care of my own safety and security. But I can't do anything post-modem or post-router. And that is where all of this is happening. And they can help with that. And that's all I need them to do. Moving wouldn't solve it, though, because remember, they would move. They're waiting to see what my new bank account number is. They want to know what my new debit card number is, my SNAP card. They want to know where I'm moving to. They want to know what my new job is, and they're trying to push all of these changes now. And I don't know why it's so important to them to push them to right now. It's probably a 10-year period that's ending or something in their crazy brains. And so they want to get this done now because the school board for my old district is starting to pay attention. Because this guy, unbeknownst to me, evidently has talked to them about me in some fashion. And so they're worried about my safety. I'm worried about my safety too. But moving wouldn't fix it. I tried to move my stuff from Kyle to here, and he stole my U-Haul truck. The guy that runs the Coyote place and him worked together to try to coordinate a theft of my U-Haul truck from this parking lot that he was supposed to be keeping safe at that time. And so it's not like I have a personal grievance against him. These are just facts. So I'm trying to explain that, there are things they could do, because moving would put me at greater risk for theft, for privacy violations, for smear campaigns, for all kinds of things that I'm not really wanting to do right now. I like stability. I don't ever intend to move places because I live, decades at a time in the same place. I'm not an unstable person. It could be one of these connections that is this device, I guess, somehow. Do you see any that seem odd to you? This is actual Dropbox, though. And I have done this before. It doesn't stop him from logging in. But you never know, because he's moved now. So if I can combine the right gesture with the right timing, then I might be able to free myself from all of these things. But remember, moving wouldn't free myself, because all of these people came up here with these grievances from my old town. And he's allowed them to sort of have access to me in my apartment. And I don't know why they haven't adjusted to their lives. I haven't caused them or damaged them in any way. They're just focusing on me for some reason. They've even threatened frivolous lawsuits in the past. And I've always wondered if maybe I shouldn't be suing them. But I would never really sue my district necessarily, because I like to keep working. And it's very difficult to find a job as a teacher if you've sued your district. So it's kind of tricky. They're really affecting my livelihood at this point. So let's see. And the grievance people coordinate with my brother to attack me because he has grievances as well, because it's part of his special needs to be resentful about people. See, look, still, and oh no, let's see what it says. That seems like malware. So then I go up here, and this is all the time, y'all. And all I'm trying to do is work. In the 21st century, you should be able to work online without a trouble and have full access to the web pages that you need to work. And remember, I showed you my PowerPoint, so even my Office apps are effective. You can find that video. I'll link it below. I haven't learned how to do the cards yet. I don't really use cards myself because my device is so limited that I can't click on videos, interact with the video when I'm watching a video. And so it doesn't really work for me to use cards. And so I haven't accessed that feature of advertising. Plus I have ADHD, and so when things pop up in the corner of the screen, it sort of distracts me from watching the actual video. So but at the end of the video, I always link videos because I do use those. So don't think it's always, being an older person. Sometimes it's actually easier to use these features because of paying attention to them. If you don't take advantage of every little thing for every video and just pick and choose what works for you. Okay, so here I have this button. It still doesn't say create a short. So I have this. Now on this screen, it used to say create a short. Alright, I'm getting excited now. Because I'm like, oh my gosh. This is the screen I always see when I use my mobile YouTube app when it doesn't say the network's domain thing. So somewhere here I should be able to say make a short. Edit video. That's my face on me. That's my own face. Me. The kids in the elementary school used to always say that. They used to say, es me. What would be? Es mi libro a mí. So I just pick that up. I pick up all kinds of things from my students, and you'll hear them. And I'll not identify the students, but I'll go through and tell you which ones kind of are, echoes of my former students. Because special needs students with special needs are so wonderful, and they're very idiosyncratic. They have all of these little foibles and ways of doing things and things that they say and little catchphrases that are so precious, and they've just brought me so much joy in my life that I've incorporated them for years into my life. And my kids do too, because they got to know my students so well that they would pick up things that they say too, which is so funny. And I just love them. So that's the thing, irrespective of the red parents, the parents that are so enervated about and reactive that they become red at any kind of thing. My time with the students was always full of love and joy, basically. So here, if I say, at least from my point of view, so here if I say edit into a short, it doesn't have any way of doing that I can see. So I'm going to stop this and let y'all go ahead and try to edit these into shorts for me. Now I can't let you have free reign over all of them, because there's people out there that would edit them to make me look ridiculous, like the one short that makes my apartment look so trashy because they zoomed in on bad things. And that's what the stalker did, is he took my video. Here, let me put my face on this one. Okay. Hello. So he took my video and he edited it into a short. There's no makeup, no filter. So he edited it into a short, and he zoomed in on all the parts of my apartment that he didn't like, unbeknownst to me. Then he put it on his Discord, and because he's a streaming gamer and he barters with people for things, he blew up my my short, which was really nice of him to do, actually. It brought me some subscribers and it brought me some viewers, and that was really kind of him to do. But the way he did it was kind of unkind. But that's okay. No complaints on that one. But anyway, so I can't give people free reign to my brand because my brand is very important to me. And already, like, me not wearing makeup, even though I have pretty good skin and stuff like that, is still, it's kind of a challenge for me. So I'm really protective of Snowman, especially. I don't want to make him look trashy or anything like that. So that's why I don't let everybody make shorts all the time on any of my stuff, because it's not like a cooking show or something where it's sort of more objective content, and the shorts would sort of be similar in nature, and respectful of the brand. But I can't guarantee that with mine. So right now, I'm not going to probably let people make too many clips. So I need advice from you on how to make my own, given this app that I have. I can't seem to break through to the shorts making thing. And neither can one of my stalkers. And that's why he downloaded the TikTok. Because remember, there's 4 stalkers. There's C, who installed all of these things and gave people free reign to use different modems and routers to attack me, and keys and things. And there's the guys at the workstation, the younger, very pale skinned Mexican guys. They might be from a different country, actually, so I'll be careful about that. But they're Latino. And they live that way on this floor. And they have a workstation with towers and many monitors where they can edit my videos. And you see them if you look at the attack videos. In the corners of the video, you'll see them, because that's part of their brand, is to put, they try to pretend like they're in the Mexican mafia, and they put the face up there, and they try to put themselves into my videos. So you can see that if you look, because I couldn't protect. I had to throw away all of my equipment and buy new equipment in order to try to decrease their influence. And they're still trying, but they don't really have as much opportunity to mess with me as they used to. They may have found another target also. So there's those second stalkers. The third stalker is the one that tries to dress like me. They used to come into my work. That's related to my niece. It's his husband that lives downstairs somewhere and visits this way a lot. And he downloads TikTok to try to pretend like he's on my channel. And probably also to watch TikTok. And so you might check TikTok for me and see if it comes up. Because there's only so many things you can change. So probably under stalker, the hashtag stalker, or stalked, you might find some information there. And then the 4th stalker is my old neighbor, who's emotionally disturbed, says he's a police officer, is armed, and scary. Although not very tall, but he's very nice looking, and he's about 5. He's taller than me. I'm short. So anyway, those are the 4 main people right now that are a problem. And there may be more, but so far that's it. And they work together. They coordinate, and I'm not really sure. And they have access to the office, and they have close access to my apartment, because they used to live next door to me and kitty corner to me. And so my neighbor moved downstairs. So the plane, instead of being this direction, has changed to this direction. And now he's down here, I'm up here, and his neighbor is right here. So it's still the same. There's something reassuring to him about that. And he still runs past my house, my apartment now, to go to another neighbor to visit, as he used to in the old days, be back and forth all the time. But I just never realized it had as much to do with me as it did. I didn't know he had a duplicate room in his house that was imitating my room. I didn't know that right now he has a duplicate apartment that was imitating my apartment. But you can see all of that on my videos. And I really thank you for your time, and please like and subscribe and continue watching for more daily vlogs. And y'all, Happy New Year. Whatever changes the new year brings, we know that it'll be okay. So thank you so much.